Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something huge, something we all depend on but almost never see. We're talking about the massive hidden systems that deal with our pollution. We're going to follow the journey of the things we forget the second we're done with them, the flush toilet, the trashed coffee cup, and see the incredible engineering that keeps our world from drowning in its own waste.
I mean, think about it. We throw things away all day, every day. But away isn't some magical black hole, right? It has to go somewhere. Away is actually a whole network of complex, amazing systems that we've built to handle the non-stop river of waste we all create. So let's go find out where away really is.
Okay, before we dive deep, let's get on the same page with what we're even talking about. And the key word here, the one that changes everything, is justification. See, pollution isn't just about making things dirty. It's an ethical question. When is it okay to cause harm, and when is it not? That single idea is the engine behind everything we're about to explore. To really get this, you have to understand these two big, competing ideas. On one hand, you've got this long-standing belief in dominion, that nature is basically here for us to use. On the other hand, there is the tragedy of the commons. The idea here is that if we all share something, like the air, but we all act in our own self-interest, we'll inevitably ruin it for everybody. It's this constant tug of war between it's ours to use and we're all in this together that shapes all our environmental decisions. All right, let's start with our first unseen system. It handles the one thing we all create multiple times a day without even thinking about it. Let's follow the journey of water. Wow. I mean, can you even imagine that? This quote just paints such a vivid and, frankly, disgusting picture. Before we had the systems we have now, cities were literally choking on their own filth. Rivers were just open sewers. This wasn't just gross, it was a deadly public health crisis. This was the problem our engineers had to solve. The stakes were incredibly high. And this is the brilliant solution they came up with, a modern water treatment plant. It's an absolute marvel of engineering. It's designed to take all our dirty wastewater and, step by step, turn it back into water that's clean and safe. Now, I know it looks complicated, but the core idea behind it is actually beautiful in its simplicity. So how does it actually work? Well, think of it in 4 steps. First, coagulation. They add special chemicals that act like tiny magnets for gunk, causing all the little particles to clump together into bigger pieces. Step 2, settling. This part's easy. You just let gravity do its thing. All those heavy clumps sink to the bottom. Then you've got filtration, where the water is passed through layers of sand and gravel to catch even the tiniest stuff. And the grand finale, disinfection. A little chlorine is added to kill off any nasty microbes. And voila, the water is safe again. Okay, so the water's clean, but what about all the stuff? The packaging, the leftovers, the junk we throw out? Let's move on to our second hidden system, the one that has to deal with our literal mountains of trash. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because there are no easy answers. Just take a simple coffee cup. You think paper's got to be the better choice, right? It's natural, but making it uses a ton of water and energy. The polystyrene cup, yeah, it's made from fossil fuels, but it's super inert in a landfill. So which one is actually better? Well, it totally depends on which environmental problem you're trying to solve. And here's the thing that makes that coffee cup choice even harder. We have this idea that a landfill is like a giant compost pile, where things break down. It's not. Not at all. A landfill is basically a dry, sealed tomb designed for storage, not decomposition. Without air and water, that paper cup you felt good about might still be there, looking like a cup, 50 years from now. Crazy, right? And if you want to see what that means in the real world, just look at this picture. This motel was built on top of an old landfill, and because that mountain of buried trash underneath is slowly, unevenly squishing down, the building is literally cracking and slumping. It's a powerful visual of what happens when we just bury our problems. Away isn't always gone. So if just burying our trash is really more of a storage problem, what's the alternative? Well, meet the MRF, which stands for Materials Recovery Facility. This is where the real magic of recycling happens. Think of it as a high-tech treasure hunt, a factory designed to sift through all our garbage and pull out the valuable stuff. And here's just one piece of the tech inside, but it's so cool. As all the mixed trash rolls down a conveyor belt, this giant electromagnet passes over it and, yank,
It pulls all the steel and iron products right out of the stream. It's a simple, brilliant, automated way to start sorting and get those useful metals back into circulation. So, we've dealt with water we can see and trash we can touch, but what about the pollution that's invisible? The stuff that's all around us, in the very air we breathe. Let's look at our third system, the fight for clean air. This graph is just chilling. In 1952, a killer smog descended on London. A cold snap meant everyone was burning tons of coal, and a weird weather pattern trapped all that smoke right on top of the city. It got so thick people couldn't see their own feet. And just look at the lines on the graph. As the pollution shot up, the death rate followed it, almost perfectly. It was a brutal wake-up call that proved, without a doubt, that air pollution could kill on a massive scale. So after disasters like that one in London, we fought back. We developed a whole arsenal of technology to clean the air. Factories use scrubbers that basically give their exhaust a shower to wash out pollutants. Your car has a catalytic converter that's doing amazing chemistry on the fly, turning toxic gases into safer ones. And power plants have systems to capture things like sulfur before it ever even gets out of the smokestack. Okay, so we've seen these incredible, invisible systems for our water, our trash, and our air. Now let's bring it all back home, back to where this all started, the choices that we make. And this is the most important thing to take away from all this. These incredible feats of engineering, they're not magic. They exist because we as a society decided they had to. We made a choice. We decided that clean water is a right, that breathing clean air is non-negotiable, that some materials are too valuable to just bury. These systems are the physical proof of our values. Which brings me to a final, tough question for you. Should a tree have rights? It's easy to say, yes, of course. But what if protecting that right means your neighbor, who works at the local mill, loses their job? Suddenly the answer gets a lot more complicated, doesn't it? And it shows you the really difficult trade-offs at the heart of how we live in this world. And we'll end on this thought because it's both funny and incredibly smart. In a world of complex consequences, where almost nothing ever really goes away, the only truly disposable package we've ever invented is the ice cream cone. It's a package you can eat. It's a perfect little symbol of a simple goal that for now seems almost impossible to reach,